This is the reading for Codename Liquid Sky. There are a lot of ghosts or beings associated with this event. I just feel like I see an old house full of lots of spirits. It's creepy, it's dark, I feel wooden floorboards, but I am very haunted. The spirits are definitely interacting with people. Creaks in the night are not just the house settling, they are definitely creatures that go bump in the night. I smell mold, musty, some kind of a crawl space or a cellar, a basement, so that kind of a smell. I see skeletons. Adding in coordinates: 48.5734 degrees north, 7.7521 degrees east. I hear or feel a lot of people around. In the daytime, it feels kind of bustling, so this could be a city or a common area. Traffic is moving through here, but it seems more like foot traffic than car traffic. Feels warm at the very moment I'm putting myself in this location. Either summer or it's a warm location. I feel like I can hear insects, even animals, smell food cooking. Feels very busy here. I'm not getting much more from the location. I keep hearing the location is not important. I'm adding the city, state, country, and it is Strasbourg, France. I'm feeling cold stone, like those stone walls of a building. I think this is where the musty smell is coming from, is the walls. They're cold and mossy or mildewy, so they feel almost damp and they're making the smell. Even if there's plaster or something over it, I still feel this dampness coming through. I feel the ghosts, lots of ghosts from all different time points, but there's a sinisterness about a lot of them. They really want to bother the people that they're around. Seeing the dirt road, it's dusty. I feel like there's like a cart pulled by a donkey or a horse or something on this dirt road. There's crops around, farm animals, people. That's all I'm getting for the location. Adding in a date, July 1518 to September 1518. I feel like there's some distress in the population around this time. People are really stressed out. They're coming together. What are we going to do about this? So I don't know if there's something attacking them or something is harming people. They don't understand it and they need to stop it, but they're just at a loss. There's a lot of anger about the situation that's going on here. A lot of confusion. There's blame. Well, let's see if we can get to the root of why they're angry. Yeah, they don't know why. They just know that they don't want it. Okay, moving on to names, and there are no names listed for this. So, let's see. Just seems to be affecting the whole town. So let's look up this event. Okay, so this event is called the Dancing Plague of 1518. It is a case of dancing mania in Strasbourg, France, and somewhere between 50 and 400 people started dancing for weeks. It started with one woman and then it started to become an outbreak and then just started to stop in September. Looks like there was no known cause for it, and a lot of people ended up in the hospital because of this situation. They thought it was demons or an affliction from God. In Italy, a woman was bitten by a tarantula and that made her dance convulsively, and so they're thinking that it could have been something like that. Other people think it's demonic possession or overheated blood. There are suspicions there were fatalities, but no clear documentation of fatalities from this. Some people believe that it could have been food poisoning from a fungus, which is interesting because I was being shown immediately that mold in the walls, so we'll look into that. They say this fungus grows on grains. It is somehow related to a LSD-like effect in the body, but people think that is suspicious because people who would be that sick could not have danced for days at a time. And it seems that every outbreak occurred along the Rhine and Moselle rivers, which are linked, but they have different climates, different crops. Other people think it's mass hysteria, a mass psychogenic illness, and it could have been caused by the severe weather and rough standards that they were living through. There was a lot of starvation and disease, and there was a lot of superstition. There were other cases of this plague reported in this area during that time. So let's look at some of these different theories. This feels like it is definitely tied to whatever I was seeing growing in the walls. It seems to be some kind of physical reaction to something. If I put myself in the body of one of these people, I feel like I have to move. When I'm moving, I feel okay, but the second I stop moving, I feel like, I don't know, it's like I'm crawling with a weird nerve feeling that makes me crazy. As long as I keep moving, I don't feel that feeling. It's almost involuntary, not completely involuntary. I almost think that some of the people associated dancing with feeling better and thought I have to keep dancing, and then other people who started feeling that thought, oh, okay, that helps them, so I should do it too. But it's not really dancing as much as almost like a twitching or constant movement that soothed this situation. I don't know if there are any other ways that they could have dealt with this. What's interesting is it's almost like the more I dance, the more I breathe in this stuff, and the more I need to dance. So I'm almost creating my own problem. I think that somehow it's like a bloom. It's somehow related to summer. So perhaps whatever this fungus or growth or mold is, it only happens in the summer. So it seems scientifically that there is something to moving, improving nerve pain. Also, cold improves nerve pain, so it could be the reason why during the cooler parts of the year this wasn't really bothering people, but then as it gets warmer, it's really picking up and they really have a lot more of this feeling. It doesn't really feel like pain to me as much as it feels like a weird crawling sensation, especially like in my back and my hands. Also explains why people who are getting closer to the dancing people seem to catch it. It's just coincidental location. And if you would have moved these people far away from the area, they probably would have instantly stopped having this issue, or within a couple days. If they had been eating or drinking something that pulled toxins out of their body, they may have felt better right away. Yeah, it's somehow location dependent. It seems to be something that is not really climate specific either. It's like this stuff that grows. It's more like the material. Maybe it's the mortar or something in the walls. It seems to be eating whatever it is on the walls or in the walls. And something about the material in the walls that keeps it happy, keeps it alive. And I don't know if it's when it's doing really well or it's kind of dying. It's just showing me like this peak where it really lets off a lot of something into the air at a certain time of year. It does look like mold. Types of mold can cause nerve pain or burning sensations, tingling, numbness, all kinds of issues with your health. So something like this could be a good explanation. Because these people aren't eating when they're dancing, they're just not eating. It feels like they're getting really weak. They're not having enough circulation, and so the issue exacerbates. Nothing's pushing this out of the body. It could be why it's somewhat associated with the spider bite case, that the tarantula bite, because that would be another form of an attack on the nervous system inside. But I want to explore a little bit why the ghosts were so important in this case, because those came up right away. The only thing I can get from that is they really didn't have anything to do with the event, but they definitely took advantage of it. And they, some of these people were delirious, so they would be seeing some of these spirits. They would probably be feeling them and perceiving that something to do with their issue was related to these things, which could be why they were saying this is being possessed, because people were probably saying, I saw these things, or describing out of this world phenomena as they're going through this. And they're just kind of not really related. They're just coincidental. Yeah, it does not look like a spirit possessing a person's space and making this happen to them. It does feel much more like a physical phenomena. That's all I'm getting for this target.